I'm not in the phone book. How's that? Like Barry said, I spent 20 years in the Navy riding submarines, and I was the operator and maintenance guy for computers. And I got a picture dating back to 1966, and I'm standing in front of a computer that's fairly large compared to what I stand in front of now. But the other day, the flight attendant said what I thought was very truthful. I was flying out to Las Vegas to give a presentation, and she said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're going down the taxiway, and we'd appreciate it if everybody put their iPhones, iPads, and smart devices on airplane mode. And if you don't know how to do that, please raise your hand, because I got a 4-year-old in the back of the plane that can show you how." And that's the reality of it. I have a great-grandson that's 4 years old, got his own iPad. He shows me stuff. But I understand everybody in here is experienced with iPads and iPhones, okay? Oh, well, Barry said you were experienced. But I'm going to give you some advice about iOS 10.2, which is the latest update to iPads and iPhones, and some of the tips and tricks that you can do with that device. Monday morning at 9:30 at the Leesburg Library on Main Street in Leesburg, I'll be teaching an iOS basic class. You're welcome. It's only 246 miles from here. But I will leave that presentation with Barry, okay? And he can post it and you can go through it. My presentation is a step-by-step, and this is what I tell people when I hold an iOS basic class. I have a presentation. I'm going to go through it. You're going to get a copy of it. It's like learning to play a piano. You don't sit down and start playing Chopin or Mozart or Beethoven. You got to practice. And you go through my presentation, which is in Microsoft Word. I'll also put it in PDF. Step by step, and you'll learn the same things. And I go through it step by step. So you have that advantage. Now, that's not what Barry asked me to do today. Barry asked me to do tips and tricks with 10.2. And so, yeah, there's a lot of new things that are out with iOS 10.2. If you're in the Microsoft world, they call it Windows. If you're in the Apple world, they call it iOS. So we're at Windows 10.2 on iPads and iPhones, 10.3 or 3 point something on Apple Watches. Yes, I have an Apple iPad, I have an Apple phone, and I have an Apple Watch. And I have 13, or excuse me, that's 1, 2, 3. I have 10 more devices at home, between Joyce and myself. I asked Joyce to come down because I enjoy coming down here, and she said no, and I can understand why, because of Uncle Bill. We're going to talk a little bit about what you can do with your camera, what you can do with photos. There's a TV app. I was laying in my bunkie last night at the Holiday Inn over here watching TV on my iPad because the TV they had on the dresser was too small. Come on, folks, wake up. Oh, give me a break. A little bit about iMessages, which is texting. So they have 70 plus new emoji that are available with 10.2. A little about visual voicemail, how you can use your iPhone as a magnifier. I'll get right to you, sir. And I got to read this. I can't remember. I'm only 74 years old, and I'm a youngster, and I can't remember nothing. Excuse me?
I'm 83, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Oh. Sorry, Navy training. And a little bit about how to speed up your device. I had an incident the other day where a friend of mine brought her device into me, and she said, well, she brought her computer into me. She said, you know, I gave up my iPad. I said, why? She said, it won't charge anymore. I said, go home and get your iPad and bring it back. She had 2 tons of stuff on her iPad. And that's why she didn't think it was charging. She had 2 tons of stuff. I'll show you a couple of those. All right. Whoops.
Went back.
Yeah, there you go. I forgot to bring my remote. All right. You know, when you get and open up your device, all you have to do is swipe to the left with 10.2, and your camera will come up. My problem is I open my device with my thumb, and that's my touch indicator. Okay, you got to plug something in there to make it work. The other half. Okay. But anyway, yeah. Let me do it this way. White, there's your camera. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not big on camera on my iPad, iPhone. I'm not big on camera anywhere. If I take a picture and it's a digital picture and I like it, I keep it. If I don't, I throw it away. You know, I don't get into photo programs of taking out red eye and stuff like that. All right. 10.2 also came out with a thing that says every time you go to use your camera, you don't have to go through the settings again. It's going to be automatic. This presentation is on Barry's thumb drive, and he'll have it available. Thank you. I'm sorry I forgot. I've been sort of at odds, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. And now, one of the things I really like about 10.2 is Apple has gone ahead and they've developed the software that says if you can say something about the picture, they'll find it for you. The date you took it, they'll find it for you. Okay? If you put a name to the picture, they'll find it for you. Right? So that's really neat about 10.2. And you got to be a little bit careful about the keywords, but you need to try that out with the pictures that you have on your device right now. Okay? Because what they're actually doing is they're looking at location. Everybody in here knows that when you take a picture with your camera on your iPhone, location is on it. It goes with the picture, right?
Right.
This is yes, Jerry. This is no, Jerry. Okay, everybody try it. Ready? Yes, Jerry. No, Jerry. So you can be silent. All you have to do is go like this. You don't have to say nothing. All right. So that's what they're using to look up your picture. Cool. You know? Joyce and I this past summer went around in Lake Superior, so I was able to look up those pictures just like that. You got to go into settings, photos, and activate it. Tap the photo app, tap the search icon, enter the keyword, tap search, and it comes up with the photos that meet that keyword. Cool. I think that's neat. You know, I've always opening up my phone to say, when somebody asks me a question, oh, you ride a recumbent trike? Yeah. Okay, now I can find the photo without going through everything on my phone to find it, because they don't know what a recumbent trike is. How many people in here know what a recumbent trike is? Thank you. Or yes, Jerry. I did not bring my trike down here with me, so I haven't been riding this morning. Yes, if you send a picture using your iPad or your iPhone on the internet, it's open to the public in 99% of the cases, and it has a lot of information on that picture. I have downloaded a program called Investigate. I had to think for a second. And it removes data and then puts that picture back in my photo album in its own little investigate thing, so you know that those photos don't have all that information on it. Why is that important? Well, gee, if you're away on vacation going down the Danube River in one of those nice boats that we see, you know, and you're sending pictures back telling your family, ha, somebody else knows it too. Somebody else maybe doesn't need to know it. All right? Investigator, I got it almost right. Okay? Investigator is a program. And you download it. I bought it for $2.99. You can get it for free, but you get ads. So I paid the $2.99 because I don't like ads. And that's it. It's in the App Store. And then again, you can open it up, go to your photos, and take all that information out of the photos. They're in your photo locker, so that people don't know where you are or where you were when you took that picture. TV app. It's available only in the US. Sorry, when you go to Europe, you can't use a TV app to watch TV. It pulls up sources like whatever, and I was using Amazon Prime. All right. So you log in, and you can watch your movies and your stuff, and this way you don't miss something.
How do you get the movies? What, do you need an app for that?
Yeah, the app came with 10.2.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's on your device if you downloaded 10.2. It's called the TV app. Well, let me talk about that for a second. When you buy a 16 gigabyte device, you only get 23%, or 23% of it is lost to Apple. All right, so you don't get 16 gigabytes, you get 12 point something. And vice versa, you buy 32 gigabyte, you don't get all 32 gigabytes. Apple is suing, California, some people in California were suing Apple because of that. You said we got a 16 gigabyte device. Well, you don't get the 23% is used up by Apple for the operating system and for the apps that they require that you have on your device. So, maybe they shouldn't advertise a 16 gigabyte. They should advertise a 12.2. I don't know why that's not doing that. Okay. Opening pages in a split view. How many people have done that? I'm going to go around one more time. I'm going to go around one more time. Okay. And the other thing that blows my mind, and I think it's partly because of my age, is the fact that a lot of the new devices have what they call a 3D screen. Everybody understand what I'm saying about a 3D screen?
Yes,
Let me
sir.
stand up here. Okay. The 3D screen, which is not on this device, means that if you touch it like that, one thing happens. If you push on it harder, something else happens. Ah. Now it is, I got them jiggling. It is with my phone. I have a 3D screen on my phone. So if I open up my phone and I touch contacts, it comes up with my contacts. If I do the same thing and push harder, it comes up with something different. And you have to get used to it. And that's the hardest thing for me to get used to. I've had people in a class, I say, touch this, and they have a 3D screen, and they don't touch it, they thumb it, or they bang it, and something else happens. How many people have that on their devices?
Well, you get an X.
Huh?
Press it hard, you get the X where you can delete it.
Yeah. So there's different things that come up with that. All right, opening up in a split screen simply means that if you got something open, like the Weather Channel, I can do a split screen. All I did was drag away from the side. All right, I can do a split screen. Okay? And so you can have two things going on at the same time. iMessages. Okay. iMessages or texting. It's the little green bubble, cloud bubble thing, you know? And now when you get ready to text, you can do all sorts of things. Like you can send that text in invisible ink. Okay? I know. Hey. Apple works off the younger crowd. They're not taking our wishes. Okay. And you can do all sorts of other effects. And basically what happens when you get ready to send an iMessage, this is where two projectors would really be handy, okay? You got an iMessage, and I get ready to send it. I better send one to Joyce, otherwise she will. Oh, she doesn't even show up. Whoa! All right, so now you got your device and you go to send a message and you push I want some other, you push the little device and the message slides over a little bit, and then you push I want some other factors, so you can take a camera or you can take a, come on, cancel. All right. There she is, okay. You can send tunes with your iMessage, okay? You can send a video, okay? You can send a picture. All right? So if I took a picture right now, I can send it to Joyce. If I move my hand out of the way, I can take a picture. And then I'm going to send it to Joyce. All right? And you can also do all these other things. You can have a bang, you can have something slide in, you can have something soften up. It's kind of neat. How do you do it? First you launch the message app, okay? Which means touch the little green thing, okay? Then you open a contact or group, so I open up Joyce, and then you type in a text message, and then you tap and hold. So the little blue arrow that points up that says you're going to send it, you tap and hold it. And up comes slam, loud, gentle, invisible ink. And you choose one of those. So I'm going to send this one loud. So I touch loud, and the blue arrow comes up again. And now it's not sent it, you got to touch the blue arrow again. And now I'm going to touch the blue arrow again, and then Joyce just got your picture slammed.
Jerry, what does loud mean when you have a?
If you're going to do a
written
video,
text.
it'll play it loud.
Oh, so
Yeah.
okay, just to the.
But if you have a picture, I haven't sent loud. I've used invisible ink. If you do invisible ink, okay, which is cool.
You can't proofread it then.
Now you push invisible ink, okay, and now it garbles it. See the little blue thing over here on the side? It garbles it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It garbles the message Now, you send it, and the person that receives it, they have to stroke it to turn it back into a message. I sent my daughter an invisible ink the other day, and she touched back and said, "What?" But she's 50, so, you know. My pictures are not showing up, and I don't know why. Okay. Excuse me. This picture can't be displayed. This picture can't be displayed. How come I'm getting that? This picture can't be displayed. Isn't that wonderful? All right.
Folks, realize that a lot of you may not be able to implement some of these things that he's talking about because you don't have a more modern iPhone or iPad. The older ones do not have these features. They do not update to 10.2.
Yeah.
The most you'll get is 9.3.5. If you have the original iPad mini, for example, or an iPhone before them, like a 4 or something, you're not even going to be able to get in this ballpark.
Okay, another thing with 10.2 is what they call a tap back. The tap back means you received an iMessage and you're doing something else. You double tap it and you get a choice of immediate responses. Again, all of this is in my handout, and when you get the handout, you're going to see the pictures. I don't know why they're not displaying. I don't know everything. Believe it or not. I don't know everything. You can search different conversations, which I find handy. Now, that's something you have to keep in mind. iMessages and other things can slow down your device, and you need to go in and clean them up. If you've got hundreds of iMessages on your device, you know, so you need to be careful about that. You can delete a conversation. I do that all the time. And once you delete it, you can't recover it. It's gone forever and ever. Oh, 72 new emoji. You can see which emoji they've added. I use them, and people get a kick out of it. So, you know, what are the emojis? Little funny faces and all that. They have all sorts of signs and symbols. You know, that's one. That's another one. You can find that in there. Wasn't my choice, but visual voicemail. Okay. If somebody calls you on your phone and they leave a voicemail, you can see it instead of hearing it, which is really handy for a guy like me who wears hearing aids. And when I take them out, I can't hear what they said to me if they left me a voicemail. And so I go and I see it projected out to me. All right. When you're looking at your device, there's a little round red ball sometimes on your home page, and it may be next to mail or something like that, and it usually has a number in it. What do they call that little round red thing?
Circle.
Thank you. There's always one helpful guy. Always one helpful guy. They call it a red badge. It's called a badge. Okay, I think of it and remember it as a red badge of courage. Okay, some people when they pick up a brand new device and they put their email program, their user ID and password, into their new iDevice, they get downloaded. And the guy showed me this the other day when I was having a class. He had 2,465 emails. So he had the red badge with the number 2,465. Why? Because he just joined that device into his email program, and that's all the emails that he had in his box. Some email programs give you 20 gigabytes of box room for your mailbox. So how did he delete them? It's simpler for him to go on to his computer, open up that web email through his browser, and delete them there. because on your iDevice, you can't delete whole bunches at the same time. All right? So yeah, you can get a badge on your voicemail icon. You know the icon down there for voicemail? You can get a little red badge on it, and it tells you voicemails that I haven't listened to yet. And then you can have them printed out to you. Not printed out, but okay. Now, how many people know you can print with your iPhone and your iPad? Oh yeah, you can.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you can. And there is absolutely nothing you need to do to your device to have that happen. What you need to do is have a printer that's Wi-Fi capable, i.e. you don't plug it into your computer to print. You print from your computer to your printer using your Wi-Fi network. Now what happens? If I'm sitting at home and I got my computer on just like it's on now, and I want to print this page, I go to print. And the signal from my printer goes to my modem router and then to my printer. And then they talk to each other. I don't go from my device to the printer, I go from my device, iPhone, iPad, Android tablet, whatever, to the network, and then to the printer. And if you have a network capable printer, you can use your iPad, iPhone to print off. You knew that?
No.
Okay, good.
And paper.
I'm going to talk about printers at the end.
Oh, do you have to go to list?
So you can listen to the voicemail, or you can have it.
But, Jerry, do you have to go to list devices on your printer to insert the device that you're getting
No,
the message
no.
from?
Here's what happens, okay? And this is how it happens, that you don't have to do anything on your device. Okay? When your printer joins a network, okay, and you can print from your computer to your printer without a cable because you're doing it wirelessly. Now the printer shows up on your network. When you walk into your house, your iDevice, phone or tablet, picks up everything that's connected to the network, including your printer. So you don't have to do anything. So when you get to the point like with an email, I want to print an email. If I wanted to print this email right now from my friend Gabe, I would go to the little arrow that points this way that says reply, okay, and I hit that, and when I hit that, a thing that comes up and says reply all, oops, I just did it, I touched it, I'm sorry. Ha! Cancel. Okay, I'm going to go back to email. It says reply all, forward, and the last thing is print. Now I touch printer, and it brings up another page, and it says select a printer. Now I can select a printer, but the one that's registered on my device is not the printer in this room, in this building. It's 200 miles away. So even when I'm at the Leesburg Library, I can't print because my device is set up for my printer at home. So I select the printer, and then it says how many copies you want, and away you go. Right. So again, when you touch the little arrow that points that way, this is where you get reply or reply all or forward. Print should show up at the bottom.
Will that print while you have the phone here and it's printing back home? Or will it print only when you get home?
Only when I get within range of my network.
Okay.
Okay? Only when you're in range of your network. Okay.
So I can't print a receipt for my husband at home from here?
Nope.
Jerry,
Yes, ma'am.
is that the same idea as when you're printing from the cloud?
No.
Repeat the question, please.
The question was, is that the same idea as when you're printing from the cloud? No, when you're printing from the cloud, you're printing off the internet. The cloud is a building someplace full of servers, full of your information, and when you have an internet connection, you can print off the cloud because it's in the cloud. But it's downloaded from the cloud to the printer, not from your device. You can